Social media marketing agency, or SMMA, versus dropshipping. Hey, what's going on, guys? Welcome back to the Two Guys Build a Biz YouTube channel. David Schlace here, and if you haven't been on the channel before, this channel is all about social media marketing agency topics, online entrepreneurship, and really anything kind of related to entrepreneurship in general. So if you're into those types of topics, we'd love it if you hit the bell notifications, subscribe to the channel, and like the video for the YouTube algorithm. That helps other people that have similar interests be shown this content on the platform, and just makes YouTube like us. So we want YouTube to like us. So if you could hit the like button, that'd be awesome. But the topic of this video, we're going to talk about social media marketing agency, or SMMA, versus dropshipping. This is something that I see all over Facebook groups all the time. I actually wrote a very in-depth article on Medium that we'll link down below that talks about the advantages and disadvantages. But there's a lot of similarities. They're both very hot topics right now. Both are great business models for the right individuals. But there's a couple key things that I think really set them apart that I wanted to talk about. The first and foremost, and what really attracted me to SMMA, or social media marketing agency model, was the fact that you don't have to have any real upfront costs. You can even be a sole proprietor. You get a domain. You get incorporated or not, depending on if you do a sole proprietorship. You get your email. You get somebody to make a logo for you on Fiverr, and as long as you've got a mobile device, you can literally run your business from your phone. Obviously, having a laptop or an iPad makes it a little bit easier, but there's very, very low upfront costs, right? You can start emailing. It's free to start prospecting. You don't need any kind of paid stuff to get started with that. Whereas with dropshipping, you need a Shopify subscription, you need the domain, you need everything you need for SMMA, plus you need a way to bring attention to your brand. Unless you have a huge following that are waiting to start buying things from you, you're gonna need to run traffic ads. You're gonna need to run like Facebook ads, Reddit ads, Snapchat ads, Instagram ads, all kinds of ads to start getting attention to your dropshipping store. Or it's gonna take you a very, very long time to build that audience up organically, where people start buying that from you. And what I personally believe is that SMMA, or your social media marketing agency, is actually the best business to start first, because you won't have to pay somebody. As a part of SMMA, you learn Facebook ads, you learn all this stuff by doing it for your clients. So when you decide to go into dropshipping one day, you already have that skill set, and you don't have to pay somebody thousands of dollars a month to run those ads from you, or to have the whole funnel set up for your dropshipping store, right? So in my opinion, SMMA is definitely the best business to start first in that regard. So you got inventory. The second is just the sheer amount of time that it takes to find products, right? It's tough to find a client. I'm not gonna lie about that, right? Like, it takes time, it takes effort, you have to cold call. It's an all hands on deck thing. But once you find a client to pay you $1,000 a month, they keep paying you $1,000 a month as long as you're continuing to do good work for them. Whereas with dropshipping, say you're selling like iPhone cases, or I don't know, dog chew toys or something, you're gonna have to keep selling that over and over and over again to keep making that $1,000 every month. It's maybe 50, 200 sales to get to $1,000, whereas it's one sale for somebody paying you $1,000 a month, which is gonna be $12,000 a year. And all of our clients are well beyond that $1,000 a month mark. So it's a great way to get that recurring income at a much higher level than from dropshipping. The second is that product research, right? Like, if you pick a niche for SMMA, or the types of business owners that you want to work with, which is what we recommend, you don't need to keep researching over and over and over again the types of stuff that you're going to do with your agency. Whereas with dropshipping, fads come and go. Maybe one day you're selling fidget spinners, and then you got to be on top of the next trend because people stop buying fidget spinners, right? Or say that you don't have kind of that brand, and you're just selling the next big thing over and over and over again. You're constantly researching products and trying to find that next big thing, which in my opinion sounds very stressful, like a very difficult way to live. Whereas I know that I can sign clients that are going to pay me in the tens of thousands of dollars, every year for the types of clients that I want to work with. I don't need to keep researching that. The next big thing that I think is super important, that kind of goes hand in hand with that, is a lot of people will do drop shipping, and as the fads come and go, it can be difficult to continue making profits at the levels that they are accustomed to. Whereas with SMMA, your margins are very predictable. You can set an hourly rate, you can set, a monthly retainer that you want to hit, and it's very predictable income. You know that you have a term agreement, that people are going to keep paying you. You sign them for 3, 6, 9, 12 months. You have that predictable revenue. You know that you can scale. But there are some drawbacks to that too. Like, say you find a dropshipping product that's doing very well. It's more scalable than a social media marketing agency is, right? You can have your dropshipping vendor just be shipping out thousands of iPhone cases or whatever you're selling, millions of them even, without you needing to be involved other than just running the online presence in the store, and your partner or your dropshipping partner is fulfilling all of that for you, and you never have to touch that inventory. Whereas SMMA it's hands-on, right? You need to build a team, you need to get people around you, or you can just do it as a freelancer. And it's not as scalable in that regard, right? You need to put more systems in place in your business to scale to those levels where your dropshipping partner might already have those systems in place to be able to fulfill a massive operation very quickly of whatever products it is that you're shipping for the sales that you're making. So dropshipping can be more scalable in that regard, but to be honest with you, I mean, our agency's doing $600K a year. That's more money than we ever thought we'd get to, and that's not the rarity. It's fairly easy with hard work and dedication to get to those types of levels, which is amazing. And then we know that tomorrow our business isn't going to evaporate overnight because it basically the product we're selling goes out of style or something. Like social media marketing, it's not going anywhere. Our clients aren't going anywhere. They're going to continue to need our services month after month after month after month. And at the end of the day, running a dropshipping store, even when you're fully scaled, and systems are in place, it can be extremely challenging. You've got all kinds of different things that you need to be on top of. You've got back-end email marketing, you've got your store, the design, product photos, all the ads, all the different creative iterations, and you're gonna end up probably paying an SMMA or an agency to run this stuff for you, unless you can manage to do it all yourself, which as you grow is going to be extremely challenging. Whereas if you have that SMMA, social media marketing agency experience, you have those skills, as I mentioned earlier, that you can deploy against your dropshipping store to save yourself a ton of capital and having to pay somebody, and that's just going to keep your margins that much more fat where you have all those skills. So that's my opinion. Obviously, I'm biased. We teach a course on SMMA. It's called the SMMA Blueprint. I'm going to link it down below. But I mean, this has been our story. I mean, we tried dropshipping for a while. We found that it was really just a distraction from our agency and scaling it to where we wanted to be. I mean, we've actually done dropshipping, and we were fairly successful at it. Like, it's not like we didn't sell any products. We were selling products. But we just decided that we liked, the SMMA model fit just better for us in our lifestyle. We like to travel. I like knowing, especially if I'm on the road, that invoices are going to continue to get paid. Like, we ran, $40,000 worth of invoices when I was on a train from Paris to Berlin. And I knew that those invoices were going to go out. I knew when I was leaving that I could count on that. Whereas it would stress me out personally if I was traveling the world and I was constantly looking at my ads to see if they were performing, if sales were dropping off, if my cost per sale was getting too high, all that stuff. That'd be constant management to me that I'd constantly be looking at. Whereas with SMMA, it's a little bit more less stressful in my opinion in that regard. So definitely some stuff to think about. I'm curious what you guys think. I'm curious if you're doing dropshipping, if you're doing SMMA, let us know in the comments. We'd love to hear your thoughts. And if you found this valuable, go ahead and hit the like button. We'd love to help out the YouTube algorithm so other entrepreneurs, other people's with interest in startups and stuff like that will be able to find this content as well. And if you haven't already, be sure to subscribe, hit the bell notifications, and we'll see you in the next video.